Hello and welcome back to Warframe. Last time we did the Veilbreaker mission, which was the entire quest line, but man, it was fun. And now we will continue on with the Angels of the Zariman. From depths beyond reason a voice has spoken, and its voice would not be denied. No longer fully concealed by the ever-shifting void, the Zariman now rests between worlds. A haunting song resounds across the system. It's time for an overdue confrontation with the past.
Operator, I've run diagnostic regressions. All systems nominal. You don't need to thank me.
The Zariman. There is no life aboard. And yet, all the system can hear it sing.
What does it mean?
The Zariman cries out. And I must let you answer. The pride of the Golden Makers now lies void-ridden, derelict. So arm yourself, child. Return to your lost home. Reclaim your birthright.
There's nothing left on that wreck but bad memories. But if I can keep it from hurting anyone else, I'll go.
Can we tag out for... yeah, for Drifter? Yeah, that looks a lot better.
There's that familiar smell. Looks like the Grenier beat us here.
Tenno? The song is crowding me out. You must find its source alone.
So what happens after that?
You will know. You are a child of the void.
Oh hey, a Kuva Harvester. Did not expect a free Ayatan treasure, but I'll definitely take it. Actually, I should do my due diligence here and scan things before I instantly destroy them. I know many people don't bother scanning things anymore, but I try to. I appreciate the bestiary and try to fill it out to the maximum. Oh, so this is one of like the little Zariman like pods. It's almost like a little drop ship kind of deal. That's neat. As of this recording, we're getting hopefully close to the Deviri paradox coming out. I sat on this stuff for so long, and I was like, no, I should probably just do it. Hey, that's a new thing. Don't know what it's for, but hopefully something good. Just gotta hit him with my little problem solver here. How many of you guys are there? You know what? Fine. We're getting some scans in. I think I've gotten enough scans for the time being. Now these guys have to suffer the fate of the new core. Still one of the best weapons in the game. Hey, that's the horse, I think, from the Deviri paradox. If it is, it's a neat Easter egg. If not, it's just a really weird looking horse. I love how detailed these environments are. I feel like this is what the Void missions should have been. Lights off, kind of derelict, spooky. Because the Void derelicts have all the infestation growth and all the lights on, which kind of takes away from the spooky factor. But this, you can tell it's an abandoned place. You know something happened here and it's lived in and weird. Hand. Can I scan the hand? Nope, no hand scan.
Going to have to scuttle the Zariman. Kuvahounds are dug in like ticks. Can't take any risks with this hellish place. That surge came from the reliquary drive. What are they doing down there?
Looks like they're down here dying.
What happened? Am I?
Dead? No, not you. This is not the homecoming we would have wished for you, but welcome home, all the same. Call me Quinn. We Holdfasts are the last remaining crew of the Zariman.
No. You can't be. The crew all died.
The Void creates. Death is merely a blank canvas. We numbered 5 not long ago. Poor Kira. The song broke down her resistance. She raised her voice in answer, and now she's one of them.
Wait. Are you saying that thing I just saw
Was Kira, yes. That form is what awaits us, should we fail to hold fast. The others were all like us, once. But in time, they all drank from that bleak reliquary. And now they scream in chorus to the Void. The Zariman must be saved.
Do you have any idea how dangerous this ship is?
The Zariman has suffered, but she can still be a barricade against what is yet to come, if you stand with us. Help us keep her out of the hands of invaders like these Grenier. When you are ready, come to the lower decks. A void cascade is already breaking down what you accept as reality.
What an interesting place.
Listen, kid. Holdfasts here. Quinn means well, but there ain't no stopping this. We're hungry, just like Kira was. Only a matter of time. Sooner Quinn admits that to himself, the better.
Oh. Didn't realize this was like a proper hub area. That's interesting. Hey, I remember being here. I think. This looks really familiar.
Right on time, like always. I can't wait to see what we'll accomplish on the Zariman today.
Yeah, because the teacher thing, and then... Might have been a little different when we were here last time, but yeah. The Zariman being as creepy as ever, now with weird monsters. Interesting seeing that, like, Zariman status, Parvos Force is active. So I guess it alters or changes whoever's on here at the moment. Yeah, commons unexplored.
When the Grineer restarted the damaged reliquary drive, they unleashed a cascade of void contamination. Void manifestations from beyond the membrane. We've come to know them as Thrax. They will attack and possess our exolizers, making the unit spread void contamination instead of cleansing it.
Honestly, the second I heard membrane, all I could think of was Cypress Hill and Insane in the Membrane. That's all that came to my head. Whoever does their level design needs to be paid more. They've earned it. These places are beautiful.
Contamination's messing with transference.
Damn it. The void is taking this exolizer. It's making the contamination worse. You wield the void. Try to purge it. These interlopers have barely set foot aboard the Zariman. Yet the void has seen something like them before. These half-made manifestations mirror them, but a different them.
Same old story. Grineer ghosts on my trail, no matter where I go.
Void cascade losing steam.
Come on, somebody else step in here.
Possessed exolizer located. Purge it and make it work for us. We all bear the trauma of what happened on the ship. But do you remember her promise? To build a new world without strife, violence, or poverty.
We can talk about it sometime when I'm not fighting for my life, okay?
Exolizer under assault. Remember that first harvest festival? Children laughing in the agrobiomes? I wait for what could have been.
Yeah, I remember. The singing, picking fruit under those warm lights. Hands stained purple with loftberry juice. You really think things could have been different? Quinn! What's happening?
contamination. It amplifies the song. We're running out of time.
Okay, I get it. So
Void possession.
what it does is it's kind of like a the harvesters.
Purge it before it makes the contamination worse. This cascade is growing out of control. If you can kill the Grineer close to the Exilizer, it'll pull the void contamination right off of it.
Yeah, so it's like a cryotic, I think it is.
Nearby attackers
Those
degrade the Exilizer's performance.
things, so you have to like defend them while part of the team does the other ones. That makes sense. I think a good choice for these kind of missions would be like Chroma, because then you could sit there, put the dragon like back here, and just get a bunch of kills.
Exilizer. Deal with it while you still can.
Okay, what is that? Oh. Apparently I dealt with it. Yeah, those guys, they're getting annoying. Or I guess Rhino kind of simplifies this whole encounter.
Contamination spreading.
Yeah, and the meter fills, so it's kind of like the... God, what are those called? I'm trying to think. The other things that were... You would have to use the necromechs.
Exilizer is ours.
So it's kind of a hybrid of different existing modes, which is interesting. Oh.
Void contamination dropping.
Because I don't think a frost would do well in this kind of mission type. Because you need them to get in and you need to kill them. Maybe a duration ember? Annoying. Maybe a Wukong would be good here. They'd be attacking all these guys, either killing them within the range or just causing problems.
I no longer detect new void manifestations. It is safe to stand down. Please, return to the chrysalid.
Gotta say, it's an interesting mode, though. That'll be... I think it's interesting, but I don't know how many people are gonna play it consistently. It'll depend on what rewards are in it. Because it seems like it could be pretty fun. Oh, that's actually really good. On status effect, deals damage matching the damage type of status effect. Oh, you could do some really gross stuff with that. Make a new core even more horrendous. I vibe with that kind of design choice.
You must understand, the Zariman is yours now. You inherited it, along with the duty to protect it.
Well, I reckon she can fend for herself. I'll help with whatever crisis you've got going on here, but that's all. I am not looking for another prison.
Wait. Listen. Void flow. Get to floor Sigma D7. Archimedean Yanta will direct you from there.
Aren't you a fascinating anomaly? Anomalies. Oh, right. Explanations. When consciousness and void come together, it makes a thing. For example, me. Not nearly as fascinating as you, though.
Yeah, we covered conceptual embodiment, TA.
Kira called them angels. But then what does that make us? We gestated in the belly of the Zariman beast, same as them. Woke when we heard those words call us, same as them. But we aren't like them. And I'll be damned if we don't go down fighting. Right?
The angels are tearing through the Albrecht membrane. Void is flooding in through the ruptures they've created.
We're aware of these void ruptures.
The Zariman's automatic phytoplast system is damaged and overwhelmed. Seems its designer, me, neglected to envision a situation like this. We need to resort to manual application. Gather up nearby phytoplast and stuff it in the ruptures.
Collect a Vitoplast from where? Are you Vitoplast? Yes, you are. Man, a Zephyr would be balling out of control here. Oh, I want that.
Do that enough times, and you'll keep the Zariman high and dry.
I know you two never saw eye to eye, but Kira was right. This ship stood for something once.
Back your ball.
Orokin draped her in all their hollow pride and pomposity. But to the ordinary families, she meant hope. Earth was ruined. Mars arid. Lua fractured. Tau would have been a chance to begin again. We shall not fear to take the leap across the gulf to fair.
Though all betwixt is dark and deep, a home awaits us there. Yeah, we really thought we'd make it.
This is about as bad as it could be. It's Kira. She's mutating, heading straight for the reliquary drive. We won't be able to resist her song. She knows us too well.
You can hold out. I know you can.
one less void abomination to worry about. Ship saved, enemies overcome, research notes updated. What more could an Archimedean want?
That was a pretty cool mode once I figured out it's the bubbles. I feel like it's probably a lot higher, like, uptick for the penalty, and then to collect, you need way more for multiplayer.
We've lost too much time. Those idiotic Grineer are cracking the shield on the reliquary drive. The angels are heading there to feed.
I'll stop the Grineer. And Kira, too.
You're really going to try, huh? Okay. Caballero can show you how to use the old deployable defenses. You'll need them. This can only in one of two ways. We die or we change. Promise me after we're gone, you'll take care of the Zariman.
I promise. Don't worry, Quinn. I won't let you suffer.
The Orkin only wanted ceremonial weapons on the Zariman, but for something as important as the reliquary drive, they built in two little security guarantees: auto-fabricating armaments and exodampers. Exodampers suppress enemy combat ability. We need to defend our exodampers and our reliquary with armaments. Got that? We use Argosine to build the armaments. I marked an Argosine drop on your radar. Think you can manage to find it? Hey, Yanta. How many of those big finger relics are out there, do you think?
Well, fewer than there used to be. So long as the originals are still safely sealed away, of course.
Huh.
You're a natural. Now, I'm sure you want to go crazy building armaments all over, but you cannot do that. You need to use sockets. Go find the socket that appeals to you most. Your socket. The socket that was meant for you. And build something dangerous in it.
That explains why we had the finger in the ship, but the giant spider, like, pricking the finger to drain it is weird. Well, this is the one, so...
Oh, mercy me. I can't believe you've got the hang of this, grubber. One more thing. Enemies coming through Aura Works are always helping themselves to our Argosine, so feel free to take it from their cold, dead hands.
Oh yeah, I bet with the Argosine you could probably run a Necros and just clean up real good on this. I might have to do that. Okay, so they have a lifespan. Yeah, so most likely run a frost and you're fine. Ah, I should have waited since we got time for the next wave. Oh well. All a learning process. I do like this mix of, like, tower defense and just normal defense mission. Or, like, almost an extraction. I appreciate the little tweaks because they're different. I will say the minute timer is a little alarming, simply because these guys do take their sweet time getting to the objective.
She's here. Or Kira. You have to stop her. You have to try.
Don't bother trying to hurt Kira's angel form now. She's pulled her essence back into the void. You're gonna have to follow her in there. That's her. The real Kira. You don't take her out here, she'll heal.
Oop.
Those orbs will redirect any damage you can do. Try throwing yourself through them.
Over for us. Fight on, and remember who we once were. We shall not fear to take the leap.
Quinn? Quinn! Quinn? Anybody! Damn it.
Tenno, the song has quieted. I am no longer reading Void Distortion. What have you found on the Zariman?
Just ghosts. I think we all lost today.
Oh, that's cool.
Quinn! still you.
We changed. Oh, we drew power, but from a very different source. You have noticed, it's not just the reliquary that can work miracles with the Void, yes? I wonder, do you even know just how brightly you shine?
Yeah, you say that. But this place, I can't forget what it's put me through. Everyone through.
So, remember, like we remember Kira. There was a place in this park where she used to love to sit. I think perhaps it would suit a memorial.
The legacy of the Zariman is secure, watched over by the Holdfasts. She is now both dam and bridge, and a fortress against what is yet to come. I think this is kind of tying into what we're going to be encountering with the Duviri paradox to some degree. I don't think it's going to be 100% about it, since the footage we saw didn't really match up during FanFest. Or TennoCon, I guess it would be. But definitely something. But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.